Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of From the Shadows. Now, you notice we're at the group stage draw for the Europa League. Now, I assume, you figured we would have gone through. Not quite the way you'd have thought we would have, though, which you'll see in a second. But before we do that, if we can get 150 likes on this episode, that would be magnificent. And our question of the day today is this. Let me just find it. Who do you think has been the most underrated player of any of your YouTube saves? I don't know, it's hard to say because a lot of the players that I had, I think genuinely it would have to be like something like there was an Israeli guy I had on Red Star who was fantastic, just sort of out of nowhere became an incredibly good player. Robert Gray at Portsmouth was fantastic, but he got a lot of the plaudits for that. It's really Bigger Bolongo in a sense was probably quite underrated just by the game itself, so I'd have to agree. Who do you think has been the most underrated players on one of my saves? Let me know in the comments. If you do have any ideas for a question of the day as well, drop those in the comments too with the hashtag QOTD. Right, it's group stage time. So here's the seeded teams, and there's a lot of big ones in it, frankly, but we are a top seed, which is beautiful. You'll notice that Liverpool, Tottenham, Dortmund, Sampdoria. I'm not going to go through all of them because there is a lot of teams, but let's just have a look at some of the lower ones. There's FH of Iceland, Partizan Belgrade over in Serbia. Lots of different teams, and I'm very much looking forward to this. So we're going to automatic draw. Now, I might have to do it I don't know, actually, because we're out the pot first, so we'll just have to kind of let this happen and hope that just doesn't drag on for too long. Now, obviously, the first round of this doesn't really make any difference to us what group we're in. It's about who we get drawn against, basically. I think we've got no trouble getting out of our group this year, basically, although the tactic for me is fantastic. I'm really enjoying it so far, but as you'll see from the two games that we've got, and we're actually in Group L, so as you'll see from the two games that we've played, which you'll see in a second, unfortunately, the things with this game is it still just seems to, no matter what you do, they just seem to score. No matter how many shots and chances you have, they will just score. And it's frustrating, really. Because it just, I don't know, it happens too often for it to be realistic anymore. I know that they had it for realism, but it just isn't anymore. So let's see who we're going to get. We're going to get Strømsgodset of Norway. So that's an interesting one. Probably one of the weaker sides in the second tier. So that's useful for us. Not by second tier, I don't mean second tier of Norwegian football. I mean the sort of second seeds. So that's a good start to have, frankly. And I think it can only get better from here, really, if I'm honest. So yeah, but yeah, it just seems completely insane that seems to happen just so often with this, no matter what you do. Particularly form. That's one of the things that really does bug me. Who are we going to get? We're going to be playing against Lech Poznan as well of Poland. Now, I believe we've played against them before in the Europa League a few years ago too. But yeah, so basically form just doesn't seem to affect other teams the way it affects you. It does when they're playing against the computer teams. Like, we've come up against teams that have lost every single game in like 7 matches or something. And they come up against you and suddenly they're Barcelona. And it's really quite frustrating because your form carries on fine, but their one doesn't, and it's really annoying. Oh, go on, get the... damn it. We are going to have... we're going to have Vitesse Arnhem. So an interesting group, to say the least. Group L down at the bottom here is going to be Paris, Strømsgodset, Lech Poznan, and Vitesse Arnhem of Holland. So I think we can get out of that group. If anything, I actually think we could win all 6 matches, if I'm honest. But we'll give it a good old crack. I think top of that group that has to be done, basically. We've got to win that. So there we go, guys. I'll join you in a sec. Enjoy some highlights of what's been going on. You'll sort of see what I mean about my sort of frustrations, but I've not been as angry as I usually am. So I'll join you, enjoy some highlights of the games I've yet to play as well, since I haven't really decided what the live comment today's episode is going to be, and we won't find out just yet. So I'll see you in a sec. And Ruiz across Dahul, bit of space, part J1, can he slip it through for someone? Back for Matas, we're keeping the ball moving nicely though, that's what I like to see. Aslan slips it through for Luis, he's onside here and he scores, there we go. Lille 0, Paris 1, and we are going back up to the top of this league, and that is a wonderful way to do it. My goodness, guys, well done. There's ball in, and Wijnaldum's goal, straight away, and Lille score with their first shot on target of the game. Devos. Koyawa. And Harbrand puts it in at the back post. What has happened? We were fantastic in the first part of this game, and things have just completely switched. Lille 2, Paris 1. Bottom club Lille, by the way, guys. Bottom club. Ball across, Vargas, and oh my goodness. It's just you just can't stop it, can you, really? Kawaya, and oh my god. 4-1. Once again, this is not a 4-1 game, and somehow it's happened against the bottom club. Lille. That game was even at best for Lille, and we've lost 4-1. I don't know what to do anymore, guys. No matter what you do, you're going to lose these ones, it seems. Here we go, guys. Paris 0, Halmstad 0. If I didn't laugh at those stats, I'd cry. and sets us away. Buelen's a bit more space. Dahul slips it through. Cherry's onside, and it's a goal in the back of the net. Where else would you put it? Paris 1, Bastia 0. Cherry back with a bang. 8th goal of the season. That pushes us back up into 3rd place. Slips it through. Luis, Cherry's onside again. Back for Dahul, and Dahul puts it in the back of the net. That's his first goal for the club. Rolando Dahul, 5 minutes in, and we've scored both of our shots so far. We've been clinical. At home, we look amazing. And puts the game to bed before half-time. Paris 3, Bastia 0. 6 goals in the league for Cherry. 9 in all competitions already. Kept kill. Good tackle. On the rebound. And turn, and in the back of the net. We just can't. I mean, it's going in anyway, really. 3-1 to Paris. Buelen's to the edge of the box for Rivieres. Plenty of support. Park J1 can turn and shoot. Cherry's in there. Park J1 again. Blocked, and it's in the back of the net in the end from Park J1. Finally putting it in. Paris 4, Bastia 1. Another big win for us, but I'm just annoyed we've conceded. There we go. Paris 4, Bastia 1. We definitely have goals in us this year, that's for sure. Para now. Got a lot of assists to his name already this season. How did that get through them all? How? There was 2 of them there, and the ball just went straight through them. Pereira at the back post. Stade Rennais 1, Paris 0. Disappointed to concede that goes straight through 2 defenders. On. Dahul slips it through for Aslan's onside, and there we go. Stade Rennais 1, Paris 1, and I have to say a deserved equaliser given the way we've played lately. Pereira. It's gone straight in. Because of course it has. Walter Pereira puts it straight in, and Stade Rennais have the lead again. Annoying. Deflects off the wall and back to him. Sidibe flicks it through for nobody. It's all around the box, and Luis puts it in the back of the net. Stade Rennais 2, Paris 2. The little tactical switch seems to have done the job for us. Green having a little run through now. Prayer. So many players back for us. We're defending solidly now. Fulkier all the way across. Oh my god. Just a ball randomly lumped in, and they've got the lead again. Frustrating as hell, this. All the way through. Why has my goalkeeper not come out and got that? That was such a simple one to make. And yet again, in a game that is very, very even, we've ended up losing it quite comfortably, and it's so frustrating. I can't remember the last time this didn't happen. 4-2 to Stade Rennais. I can't remember the last time we had a game that was virtually even and we actually didn't lose it. It's getting ridiculous now. Right, guys, we're back. So I decided to do the Lech Poznan game, as that was the first one, and there was enough games sort of done by that point that I felt that would be a reasonable one to do. Now, as you've seen, we've conceded a load of goals all of a sudden. I don't know what's changed. The tactic's the same. But yeah, like the Stade Rennais one, fair enough, was a much more even game and could have gone either way. Of course, it didn't go our way because they never do. But the Lille one was just an absolute what the hell happened there. It was not a 4-1 game. We were probably the better side, if anything. And it was very, very strange. And as for the game against Halmstad, once that happened, I knew this was going to be one of those months. It's really, really strange because bear in mind, like, all of this, I've recorded today's episode and yesterday's one, like, straight after each other. It's weird. I saved it, obviously, after I'd done the last live com, and the moment we'd done that, bang, we've gone to shitty form all of a sudden, out of nowhere. Very, very annoying, but it just keeps happening, and I just don't know how we're going to stop this in the end. It's getting silly. No matter what we do, there'll always be some annoying type of goal that it's very frustrating, and it's difficult to do, and at times you want to throw things, frankly. But there we go. So we'll take a little look at the squad anyway. I actually did look at Alberto Cherry's shots to goal ratio. Now, it's slightly different than it was, of course, and Ivor Holt hasn't played yet. Now, his current one is 7 shots per goal. Now, Cherry's one, as you can see here, is more like 5 point something, so he's definitely upping himself on that one too. So, as for the last 5 matches, look at this. This is what I mean. The last 5 games, the form has been poor. Park J1 is probably our best player over those matches. Cherry has just dropped off the radar with some really awful performances in there. Top goal scorer though, still Cherry with 9 and 7, which is decent. Park J1 has 5, but look at that. Luis though, in 9 matches, 5 goals, 5 assists. What a monster of a player he is. Now, here's how the league is looking. We're 5th at the moment, so we're still right in there and only a point off of that 3rd spot. It's just frustrating to have those things happen. We've already conceded 10 goals now, and this is the same thing as last season. Out of nowhere, it's really difficult to understand how it's really difficult to diagnose an intermittent tactical problem when it's working fine sometimes, and then sometimes you just get absolutely annihilated for no apparent reason, and it's getting silly because we just don't know what to do about it. Like, 8 of those 10 goals have come in 2 matches, and they just seem to run away with it, even if I don't try and chase the game. I thought, I'll just leave it and see if we don't. No, it doesn't make any difference. They'll still score. Very frustrating, but you just kind of have to deal with it, and we're just going to have to try and deal with it this year. Still the top scorers in the league, but that doesn't matter if you're conceding shitty goals. So we're going to jump straight in and get straight into the match against Lech Poznan today. Wow, that is an ambitious formation. I wonder if they'll actually start with that, because if they do, this could be a very interesting game. So in the second part of that Stade Rennais game, I actually dropped my second my centre mid back and made 2 DMs basically, and put one of them as a roaming playmaker. And initially it worked, and we were coming right back into the game, and then they just scored 2 goals out of nowhere. Very frustrating. But obviously, you know, it was quite a defensive system, but it seemed to really turn the game for us. And then the annoying thing is, I can't see what tactical changes they make unless it's to do with their system, and the system stayed the same the entire game, so I just don't know. But there you go. So we're going to go with Cherry, Aslan, Park Jae-won, Luis, Dahul, Bulens, Mbar, Sidibe, Wagner, Ruiz, and Colorio. Players are starting to come back to fitness now, which is good to see. Mbar is back, most importantly, although I really do want to get Uchan back. He is a linchpin in that middle. I think we'll get better once he's back as well. So let's just jump straight in. We need a win here, really. This is not the most difficult game we'll have in the group. That'll be the away one at Strømsgodset, who currently, I don't know who they're actually playing against in today's match. We'll just have a little gander here. They're playing against of course they're playing VTS, but I didn't know whether they were home or away. So yeah, let's turn the highlights, of course, back on. With the favourites, and rightly so, they have actually done it. Okay, so this should be... I may have to make some tactical changes, because I've not actually come up against that shape. In fact, you rarely ever see that shape. So we'll have to see. I may have to make some changes if things don't go to plan for us, but we'll have to see how we go here. I think we're the better side, and that should hopefully show over the 90 minutes. And Bar is back, which is a massive boost. Nipping it around the corner there for Cherry, instantly getting off the mark here, maybe. Whips it across the box, but not quite. But yeah, they've left 3 men up top, which thankfully, because we've got that extra defensive midfielder, might well make all the difference for us, I think. That little bit of extra cover, if they've got 3 men up top. They're going to be so exposed, though. Particularly in the midfield. I think possession is going to be ours in this game, pretty much for as long as we want it, because they've got no one practically in the centre. We've got 5 players there, so that should be very difficult for them. Park Jae-won round the corner, and oh my god, how has he missed? We've had so many of those good opportunities like that this month, and they've suddenly started missing them out of nowhere. Very annoying to have that happen, and Wagner getting in there, lovely stuff there. Got players ahead of him too, which is what I like to see. Dahul needs to thread the eye of a needle here. And Bar to Park Jae-won now. With the ball in front of him, he's burst through there. Cherry's in, and yet another big save. Luis pulls it back across. Aslan, Park Jae-won, and it's cleared away again. We've hooked it up, but 2 good opportunities already have gone begging. And this is what I'm saying. We've had so much of this month. Good chances going to waste from nowhere, really. And that's going to go out of play. But a good start from us so far. But that's the thing. Last month, we were scoring these chances, and all of a sudden we're not. And it's really worrying, because this system relies on us putting our chances away. That's a poor ball from Bulens, but it could come to something here. Dahul. Aslan strikes it. Well saved, or well blocked, rather. Elec clearly have offered a few shots, though, so they're not clearly out of this. We need to score while we're on top before they make some changes. Luis, and that's poor from us. But Bulens will get out and cover that. And we've still got plenty of players in supporting positions now. Dahul is one of them. They need to spread out a bit more. Cherry, turning the corner. Oh, he's through here. Park Jae-won, and this time it does go in the back of the net. Thank God for that. Park Jae-won's 6th goal of the year, and I tell you what, I said that I wanted to see double figures out of Luis, Park Jae-won, and Aslan this year, in terms of goals and assists, particularly goals, but assists, I'd like to see at least sort of 8 from each of them. And Park Jae-won is making a hell of a dent in that already. This is already his 6th goal of the season. He only needs 4 more to hit my target, and I think this year he could be on for about 15, 16 if he carries on playing like this. And he's getting a few assists in the process. Luis, I fully expect to get 15 goals and probably about 15 assists as well. He's just that good. Almost a little bit frustrated we've not scored more than 1 so far, but frankly, for now, we'll take it. A win is a win is a win, of course, but a second goal would make us a little bit more comfortable in this game, because at the moment, it could do what it does. So I feel a lot more confident if we've got a 2-goal lead, because we've not been superb so far. Possession-wise has been amazing. One thing I will say about this new tactic, new slight changes, it doesn't give us even more possession, which is very useful from a defensive standpoint, just because if you've got the ball, they can't score, in theory. And more possession for us does, in theory, provide a stronger base of the defence, and that's without using a retained possession. If we wanted to be even more defensive, perhaps, and keep hold of the ball, we could probably get that possession stat above 70 if we put retained possession on, but what's the point? We managed to do that without it against Halmstad. I might just tell them to concentrate, even though they're not really done a lot. Actually, I might tell them to get creative. Let's try that. Just see if we can open something, pick the lock and open the door for a second goal to really kill this game, because at the moment Lech aren't offering anything themselves, but we aren't really doing a lot either at the moment. Fair play to them though, they've stuck with that 3 up top tactic, and that could be a worry for me. Holt is going to come on for Cherry, because Cherry's had a woeful time of it so far up top, and I'm also going to get on Matas for Bulens, who's not had the best game either, but those two are perfectly interchangeable, and that's the beautiful thing about it. They're both going to get at least sort of 25-30 appearances each this year, just because of that, and the fact that they are so interchangeable. Right, oh crap, that's their end now, isn't it? Linhart, great tackle from Ruiz. We're only 1-0 up, so this game is still in the balance. If we bugger it, don't bugger it up, guys, please don't. Dahul does well. They don't deserve a goal. They've not created anything chance-worthy, whether it be clear-cut or a half chance. Nothing yet has been created by them. Luis out wide, whips that across. No, okay. Ruiz does really well backing his teammate up, though. Dahul out for Luis, a bit more space, back for Ruiz. Dahul, this is surely where we lead to a goal. Park Jae-won again. My goodness, he's having a lovely time of it this year. 7 goals already this season, and he just doesn't care what competition he's playing in. He's just won himself a call-up to the South Korean national team, finally, and he is clearly showing what he's made of. He obviously decides that, you know, with the players we're bringing in, he wants to try and keep himself a place in the team, and frankly, playing like this, there's going to be no doubt about it. He is an absolute monster. He's actually scoring more goals than Luis, and that's saying something, because he is such a good player. Assists-wise, perhaps not so much, but Luis is all about those assists, frankly. He's not had the best game today. Usually, even when he doesn't create an assist or a goal, he usually gets a decent rating, but not today. Frankowski, that is a really piss-poor goal to concede. A ball lumped into the box from a corner, headed on, and Arashkovitz puts it in the back of the net. That's a really poor one. I hope this doesn't come back to bite us. Like, look at the completely unmarked, and then there's, well, I mean, he's got a simple job to put it in the back post, but I don't know how he was so unmarked. We actually practiced defending set pieces before this game, amazingly. Oh, don't you dare let them back into it now. I don't want to switch to, like, counter or anything like that, because we are still a good side. We want to make sure we've got a defensive outlet. Park Jae-won, no. What's going on there? Luis is through. Can he score? Doesn't need to, and oh, what a save. Okay, fair enough, their goalkeeper there. That is an absurdly good save. Would have been a goal for Holt, I think. Aslan flicks on, and Beshaz, Baiza makes the save. But this is what I mean. We only just scraped through this game. Well, at the moment anyway, we're only just scraping through, despite creating, you know, 4 good opportunities, 3 decent opportunities, and not to mention, you know, the amount of shots and chances we've had in general. And that's what I mean. Bars through. Go on, Abe. Have a shot. Oh, what a finish that is. That's put the icing on the cake for us. But what I mean is 3-1 still really doesn't do us justice. And this is what the chances need to be taken a bit more. Aslan with a lovely ball, though. And at least that will count for an assist for his season as he tries to boost his stats a little bit. But that's what I mean about Mbar. He can do that. He's got that in his locker, and I very much enjoy watching him. Are they actually going to go and get another one here? Or are we going to get a chance? Dahul. A 4th goal here, and I'm happy. If we grab a 4th out of nowhere, really, I'd be very, very, very pleased. Park Jae-won, can he slip it through? No, goes back for Luis. He's going to lose the ball on the edge of the box there. Cleared downfield, and well done, Josip Matas. That's what I mean. You know, before, with the old system, that ball would have ricocheted their player and they'd have had a break on there because, you know, we wouldn't have had anyone in a good position. That's a lovely pass for Ruiz. Whips it across. Holt. Can he turn back and shoot? Oh, another chance. 6 good opportunities in this game. We've only scored 3 times. They've had 1 and they've scored it. And that's what I mean. We need to be much more clinical in these sort of situations. There we go. Lek 1, Paris 3. The system works again. And we're going top of the group. And that's good. It is. It really is. But you can understand what I mean about the frustrations of us creating loads of chances now with this new system and just not taking them from time to time. Hopefully our next 2 games are winnable. Nantes are a good side, but they're not playing that well lately, and we're at home, and then we've got Troyes away, so hopefully that should be better for us. Now, in the next episode, I'm tempted to do Strømsgodset. That's going to be one of the toughest games in this group. And now I was going to say, if we had them away the next one, I'd skip it entirely. I don't know, I'll decide. I might do the Marseille game just to break up the European games a little bit, who knows. So guys, if you like what you've seen, please do drop a like on the video. That would be magnificent. And if you'd like to see even more than that, please do subscribe to the channel for more Outcaster icons and From the Shadows in your inbox every single day at 7 o'clock. And I will see you guys in the next episode for, well, a game I've not really decided on yet. So I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.